Hello everyone, my name is Chris McIntosh. I help teach the capstone courses. Today I want to share a few thoughts for you to consider as you work on finding evidence and writing the available knowledge section of your capstone paper. I encourage you to read through Chapter 3 of the Johns Hopkins Evidence-Based Practice text. The link to the text has been given to you in Canvas. The Johns Hopkins Evidence-Based Practice model has three main phases. I want to talk to you about your project in the context of this model. Depending on how far your project has progressed by the time you joined, much of the work of the first phase may be done already. Even if this is the case, the steps described in Phase 1 provide a useful guide to information you can gather about the background of the project. Who is on the team? Who is leading the team? When is the team meeting? How is the problem described? Does the team have an evidence-based practice question they're trying to answer or address with the project? Who are the stakeholders? Has your team already searched for literature relevant to the project? You should ask them about it. In addition, you should search internal and external resources for additional literature. Use the Johns Hopkins tools to appraise the level and quality of each piece of evidence. Assess what you see in your project against what you find in the literature. The Johns Hopkins evidence-based practice model is an idealized model. Not every project may have the resources dedicated to follow all the steps in the model. You may find that the project team may not have looked at much literature in connection with the project. Your job as a student may be to fill in some of those gaps as you write your paper. Your project may already be in the translation phase by the time you join the project team. If so, you may need to get up to speed on the activities of the project while you conduct the activities of Phase 2 outside of project work. While conducting your literature search and evidence appraisal, I encourage you to also become familiar with the plan for the project and expected outcomes. You will need that information for future writing assignments. You can work on gathering that information while you work on searching for literature and appraising evidence. After you write the available knowledge section of your paper, you'll be writing the project aim and objectives. I encourage you to look over the aim and objectives module now. While you gather background information about the project from your preceptor, you should also be gathering information about the project objective and your role in helping to reach those objectives. Informatics students have been exposed to other project implementation models. How does the Johns Hopkins evidence-based practice model compare to those models? Where do those models fit in with the Johns Hopkins evidence-based practice model? What models are being used at your project site? These might be useful things to think about when understanding your project and writing your paper. That's all we'll talk about in this presentation.